All right, so check it out, man. This is Friday, right? Yeah, LOL Fridays is on your radio right now. What's happening? It's your big dog, D-Funk the Legend. And yes, every Friday, I bring you the hotness. I bring you the best, the dopest, the freshest. I always like to bring somebody who I can say, well, this cat just does it all. Now, this is a cat that I've known for quite some time now, man. We go way back, like 4 flats on a Cadillac. Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you right now on this LOL Fridays, it's my man, Mr. Drew BURKS. He's in the house.
What up,
man? It's a beautiful thing to have you here today.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you inviting me, having me. I love the platform. I love what you do. And, you know, I've always loved what you do.
Right.
Since day one.
Right.
So I'm very happy to be here.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. So for those people who don't know you, where you from?
I'm from Sacramento, born and raised.
Born and raised at 916 Life.
916 all day.
All right, and you are a stand-up comedian, yes?
All day.
I
comedian all
always
day.
bring the hottest, man. The hottest, the dopest, the freshest, and of course, the most seasoned and the ones that inspire me the most. Now, I have to say you do inspire me. Because of all the things you've been doing and how long you've been in the game, the ups and downs, the trials and tribulations, and where you are right now.
Yes.
You know, and let's go ahead and meet that head on. Where are you right now? What are you doing exactly to this day? What do you got going on?
So right now, I'm blessed to have my own house, so I do my comedy at the Guild Theater.
That's right.
I've been doing it there now for 4 years now.
Wow,
and
4
so
years, amazing.
My platform right now is I bring the major headliners out. Right. And I do my own shows with it. But then I also bring out the guys that came up with me in the business. Right. And
yes,
so
you do.
That's really my main goal in this whole thing is to, yes, we bring out the major headliners, but anybody else from Northern California or anything like that, they definitely, in my house, they're going to open up for them.
Yeah, most definitely. And I love the way you give love to those who you feel, you know, are on your side and those you feel who deserve it. I mean, the first time I performed at the Guild Theater, I was amazed. I was in shock. And not only how great the venue is, but how great the following there is. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah. I went in there and I was like, wow, this place is packed right now. I remember we did a sold-out show and I couldn't believe it. I mean, I was like, this is really, really nice. You got your start in Sacramento, right?
Yes.
Okay, and you started doing, like everybody else, open mics, correct?
Yeah, I started doing open mics, but like you would sign up. Where I first started at though was at Cheers on Broadway.
I remember Cheers, yeah.
And then that's really where you kind of got your chops, like, because they was gonna let you know if you funny.
Oh yeah.
And then we, you know, starting out, you would sign up. It would just be like an amateur night or open mic type thing. And then they was gonna let you know it really wasn't structured, but you kind of knew you was funny, and that's how it all started. Like, okay, this didn't work.
Oh, they'd tell you if you wasn't funny, they let you know.
Oh, they're gonna definitely let you know if you didn't make it.
Now, what kind of comedy do you do? What's your shtick? I mean, what do you like people to take away from your stand-up?
What I like to people to take away from my stand-up, which is a great question because a lot of people have different styles. Yeah, and what I do is I just take the truth, and it can be the worst part of the truth, but I make it funny to where you understand it in your everyday life, no matter if you black, white, Mexican, Asian, whatever race you are. That's my kind of niche of things and just the funny things in life, period. Yeah. And when you do that and you let them forget about their problems, their issues for that hour or so that you're with them. Yeah. That's my niche. That's my niche, is just taking the stuff that's, you really can't say in your normal life, but because we know how to present it and make it funny.
Exactly. So and, you know, that's what people look for. They look for an escape. That's why they come to comedy shows and to movies and to whatever kind of, you know, venue that's putting on a show, because they want to escape their everyday life. They're tired of bills. They're tired of their, you know, their drunk uncles. Correct. They're tired of whoever else, you know. And when they come to the Guild Theater, they get just that. They get an escape. And not only that, like you were saying, black, white, and other, your crowd is a mixed crowd, and I love that. It's not just one race or one style or one. It's everybody that show up, man. And it's so dope. It really is, man. You got an awesome venue. How'd you get into to having that house?
Well, having that house, I've been blessed to have my family who basically owns all of that property over there. Oh, wow. And so doing that, I used to do comedy all over the place and basically call it chasing the money, because that's really what comedians do. Yeah. Chasing that money, that's our job. We go all over the place, here, there, and everywhere. And so my folks, they was just like, nah, you need to quit chasing the small money and get this real money. And even though it's not always about the money, because the money will come eventually, but when I had a home to have the people come to me, that's when it was a no-brainer. So now I don't have to chase it. And that, so I didn't have to keep getting nickeled and dimed. Just kind of do my thing and stay out the way, and put my peoples on, my friends on. Exactly. From my female comics to my male comics, that I put them on, and they have a house to come to, and that's what it was about. That's so dope, man. You bring the hottest acts, man. You really do. You bring all the dopest headliners. You know, one of my favorite is Mo Jones. You know, shout out to Mo. I mean, shout out to Mo. He's a good dude, man. Love him, man. Every time he's on there with the dancing and throwing chairs at people, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. Man, if you've never been to the Guild Theater, make sure you get there. What's the address? 2828 35th Ave. We are in Oak Park. Yeah. And you know, that's the blessings about it too, because you have a community that was underdeveloped for so long. And then now you got everybody feeling comfortable to come and entertain them, and they feel comfortable going there. Because growing up as a kid there in the 90s wasn't too comfortable to be there. You know but now, you know, it's changed, and it's a blessing to see that, to see the change. Yeah. I mean, every time I do it, I always mention the fact that it's different, you know, because it's kind of a shock for those of us who, you know, grew up in the 90s and whatnot, and you know, been a part of that community and seen that community, how it used to be to where it is now. It really is now like a great space and a great place to be. I mean, they've got art galleries, Jamba Juices, Starbuckses, people rolling around on scooters. It's amazing. You never would see that before. Never. It's definitely a blessing to, you know, to see a community change. Yeah. And especially with Black-owned businesses surrounding it, and basically economic development, changing a community for the better. Right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Let me ask you, who are some of your comedy idols? So, like, give me like 3 people who you really look up to in comedy, here or gone, past or present. It doesn't matter. So, a lot of people that I look up to in this comedy game. Like when I first started comedy, like I looked like D.L. Hughley. I'm a huge fan of him. I'm a huge fan of Earthquake. But there's underground comedians, and when I call them underground, they just not national, you know, like mainstream or something. They're like, funny as hell, but they're not mainstream. So like, I really look up to my boy. Shout out to him if he watching. My dog, I like Insane Wayne. That's my brother. I've never seen him have a bad set. Never. And so, really, when I first started comedy, it was like with him, and like almost Stockton was my home, because that's where they from. But really, like, they style and like what he was doing at first, even before I really got into it, that's like the cat that I was like, oh yeah, this is fun, and we made it fun, and it was cool. Yeah, we're about to have Wayne up here, I think either next week or week after. I'm not sure, but I can't wait to interview him as well, and you know, let him know, you know, about what you said. If he's watching, then he knows, but if he's not, then he will know for sure. That's so dope. So Stockton, Sacramento, you know, I think have 2 dope comedy scenes. Sacramento right now is the nucleus, but then you got Stockton, and then of course you go up north to Chico, and then you go out to the Bay, San Francisco, Oakland, Alameda. I mean, right now comedy is everywhere. After the pandemic, it just came out, it blew up. I don't get it. Well, I think what it was after the pandemic, he was stuck in the house, so and it was kind of a depressing. People get depressed, so they needed that laughter and needed that outlet.
Right.
And I think that's what really changed it. I mean, when you look at, even when you look at Sacramento as a whole, you have Laughs Unlimited.
Yep.
Shout out to Jen.
Yep.
You got the punchline.
Right.
Shout out to all those guys putting it down over there.
Yeah.
The way they moved, those two platforms were always there.
Right.
But then when the pandemic I wouldn't say ended because it's still here, but
yeah, it's here.
When they opened up the floodgate, it let a lot of comedians know that they can start their own thing. So you see different venues pop up, different open mics pop up.
Yeah.
Shout out to The Touch. They kept it moving.
Hell yeah.
So you see all these things that happen to let comedians continue to work,
right?
Develop their craft,
right?
There's what's her name that was it Tina that do it in her backyard? I can't think.
Yeah. I know you're talking about.
Everybody was doing something,
right?
And we needed that outlet, so that was the beautiful thing.
And also another beautiful aspect, is that it forced those who are in the position to do so to be creative and to think outside the box.
Yes,
definitely. Not just throw on a show and say, I hope people show up. No, we're gonna change the game. We can't gather, so to speak. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna switch up the gather game, like they did at Laughs Unlimited. They did it outside. Yeah. Alameda Comedy Club also did theirs outside. So it wasn't as a gathering. It was more of kind of like people outside, not spreading the virus everywhere around. And I thought that was pretty dope.
Even in the Guild, we still did comedy. We did it just like we kind of doing it in here. We live streamed it.
Okay.
We was all on stage.
Yeah.
And y'all was sitting in the living room and y'all was watching us.
Yeah.
And all we was going by was your comments and your likes and all that, but we was still in the theater, but we just live streamed it just like we doing right now.
Yeah, there was a lot of Zoom stuff too going on, a lot of Zoom shows.
Some of y'all Zooms or y'all living rooms was wrecked. Some of y'all ain't living the way your outside world is. I just want to let you know that
that's
the
true.
kitchen is a little dirty.
Them dishes,
your potluck.
Yeah, them dishes need to get done, man. You're tripping.
I've done TV potluck. I found out a lot about people's life. They wasn't good.
Oh, man, so it's 24 now, man. 23's gone. Yeah. We're in the new year. Give me a small sample of what you guys may have coming up at the Guild Theater for the next, month or so or whatever.
So, this next Saturday, I'm doing a comedy all-star.
Wow.
And so, what I decided to do was invite all my comedy brothers and all my comedy sisters from Oakland to Sacktown, Bay Area and back down. But I invited them out to come get out because they've all headlined at the Guild at one time. Right. So I just put them all together. I call it kind of like the We Are the World show, where I invited them and they come and get out. Okay. And because I want to show the people that, hey, this is, these is the comics you need to be looking at and following, right? Yeah. Then in March, I have Hannibal. My man, shout out to Hannibal. I really follow his blueprint. Yeah. So shout out to my man.
Yeah, Hannibal's dope.
Really great guy. So he getting down. Right. And then then I'm gonna keep bringing them major headliners out here. Okay. Just met with Tony Roberts. Shout out to him.
Oh yeah, man.
My mentor, my
good dude, man. Good dude.
He plugging me up with some stuff. Right. Mo Jones keep continuing to plug me up with the headliners. So yeah, that's gonna be this. We gonna get it in just like we did last year.
Man, I can't wait to see it. I gotta come by and just get in the audience. I like to be upstairs in the balcony for some reason. Always. I just love it up there for some reason. I don't know why. It's like a bird's eye view. And there are 2 levels. All right, to the Guild Theater, not just 1, 2 levels. So you can sit down or you can sit up. It don't matter, man. The Guild Theater is, how many does it hold?
200.
200 people?
200. One and a quarter downstairs, 75 upstairs.
Man, shit.
And we run it up every month.
Every month.
And then, sometimes we do special shows, but we definitely have a good time and everybody feel comfortable with being there. Right. And then you get some food. Shout out to our restaurant Fixins. You go to Slim and Huskies. Yep. You go to Old Park Brewery. We own them all, so let's get it.
Shout out KJ,
Yes. Shout out.
Now, where do you think comedy is right now as a whole?
Comedy as a whole
where is
now.
Yeah, where is it?
It's different. There's different comedy. So you have your internet comedians. Right. It's totally different. So you got those guys, and they running rampant right now. True. So when you look at them on Instagram, shout out to them because they running it up.
Yeah, that's right.
And so that's big. And then you got the stage, the stage. It's different. It's very different. Yeah. So when you look at this comedy world that we're in, the internet comedians, and then you got your comedians like myself, who's still on this stage. It's a different platform, but you see both of them growing crazy, and we're starting to combine with each other.
Yeah, I noticed that. That's gonna be interesting once that combination actually happens. To see what comes out of that and what births out of that. It's gonna be fun to see.
And it's no diss, so don't come over here.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. No, go ahead.
But I don't want to start nothing. So, but it's gonna show you who's real and who's not real because that internet world is different from that stage world.
Yeah.
Because you can't do those skits on the stage.
You can, but it's a little awkward.
It doesn't work because your audience may be different. Right. So they're going to, your followers is gonna be there, but you got them people who want to see that punch and that laugh. Right. And you can't start over. Yeah, that's the thing on the stage. You can't start over. It's not an edit. Oh, that didn't work. Let me go back to it. Right. You're gonna get what it gets. So you'll see some drop off of that part and stay on it. Whoever has it.
That's true. Yeah, because sometimes it just doesn't translate. It doesn't. And some audiences are trained to say, okay, well, I want to be here just for straight stand-up. Some audiences are trained for improv or whatever it may be. So, yeah, the combination is going to be real crazy to see. It's going to be a trip. It really is. Yes. What did you ever do, like music events or poetry events or anything like that at the Guild?
I do. We got poetry night every first Thursday of the month. Shout out to Jeff Nash and Hop and Cornell West. Shout out to those guys. We got the showcase night, which we do every second Wednesday of the month. Shout out to my comedian brother Tristan. He hosts that one.
Cheers.
And we do concerts too, but we have our Juneteenth event. We have our Old Park Black Film Festival. So I MC those. So I mean, there's a lot that we do within that, and we partner with a lot of people. But doing concerts and MCing and hosting, those things are huge for the community. And for everybody.
You guys do anything for MLK? It's coming up. MLK Day.
We do an MLK Day. We support. They do the MLK March and stuff like that. So we'll probably be out there doing that.
That's cool.
And then, march over to the Capitol, but hopefully it don't rain and storm.
Man.
Crazy.
It seems to always do that on MLK. That's weird, man. You want to get out and march and then it's like it's raining. What the hell?
I think MLK, even though his birthday, is in January, we need to move it to like June, July, so we can barbecue. And
man,
like
we cut loose.
Do what we do.
Some good weather.
Yeah, do what we do. We need all the summer weather.
Right. Now, you do a lot of the hosting and the MCing over there at the Guild. Who does the music?
Who does me? DJ Soup.
Shout out to Soup.
Shout out to DJ Soup. I love him.
Hell yeah.
That's my guy. When I started doing comedy shows, he was the first person I called because me and him vibe off each other. But we have so many DJs that also do it when Soup can't do it. Shout out to DJ L Boogie on the ones and twos. Shout out to DJ Mad Sticks. He gets down. But it's an important thing to have because music, comedy go together.
They do.
We're the MC, they the DJ.
Hand in hand, baby. Hand in hand. Speaking of MCing now, have you ever decided to say, okay, I'm going to let somebody else host and then I'm going to get up there and get down for a half hour?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've done it before.
Right.
So shout out to my young comic brother. Shout out to Mars Parker and them Hoff boys.
All right.
Wow. I call them Playboy. They're my guys. Shout out to them. My Hoff boys, my young brothers in this game. They mad crazy. I watch them all the time. I love them to death. And so I have done that to where Mars, because Mars is similar to the hosting part of it
Okay.
is similar to me. Like
Okay.
like my little brother or something, right? So I have him get out and do the host, and then they'll just bring me out and I'll do my thing.
That's what's up.
But a lot of people will say to me, oh, well, when are you just going to do yours?
Right, right.
Well, in this hosting world, it's you get the best of both worlds because a comedian that I'm bringing out, they get 10 minutes or 15 minutes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, with me, I get the opening, so I break that ice.
Okay.
Bring out the comedian. Then I get another 5 or 10 minutes in between that.
Yep.
Then the next comedian. So I'm getting down.
You get your time. Yeah, you get your time.
It's just broken up.
Right, right. It's not all at once.
I'm still doing comedy, but then it's just in between the comedians that I'm bringing out.
What do you prefer?
I like hosting.
You like hosting better than just doing like a full set?
I like
a straight set all the way through? I
like hosting because I feel I kind of control the crowd.
Yes, you do.
Right? So when I just do a set, so if I do a set, I still control the crowd, and then that's it, right?
Yeah.
So then the next comedian comes out, and he may not control it as well.
Right, right.
And then it's just gone. Of what I did, that work I did,
all the work's gone. Out of the way.
Out of the way because I'm done. But when you're hosting, I control it each time. So if the energy's real high, and it is staying high, and we keeping it high, and it's lovely. But if it goes down,
oh shit,
then I can bring it back. Yeah. It feels like I accomplished. Yeah. So that's kind of why I like to do that.
I love the way you host, man. Every time I watch you, man, you got that crowd pretty much, like you said, controlled. And they respect you, too. That's a different thing. I mean, some crowds will not respect the host. They don't give a shit. They don't care. I'm here to see such and such. I don't give a damn about you hosting. Bring him out. You know, it's like, man, they don't do that to you, though, man. They respect you. And, you know, they seem very appreciative of everything you do. Because I've talked to a few people outside, you know, handing out flyers or whatever it may be. And they're always happy when they leave the Guild Theater. Yeah. Always. And that's key. And that's very important. Because when you have a crowd, you want them to be happy and satisfied when they leave your show.
Definitely. I mean, that's what it's about, because when they leave a show and they still talking about it, that means they're going to tell somebody else.
That's right.
And somebody else is going to come.
That's right.
And no matter who the comedian is or who you're bringing out, they just want to come to have a good time.
Yeah.
And the atmosphere is right. It's important, the stuff that we do that people don't see behind the scenes, that make that show look that way.
Right.
So the audience knows that this is organized and it's structured, and it's just not, you know, a juke joint where we just hanging out, clowning and telling jokes.
Right.
Like you said, our mics are on.
Yep.
So, you know, we get it.
Yeah. In your opinion, what makes a good stand-up comedian?
I think, in my opinion, there's different ways, right? So, in my opinion, what makes a great stand-up comedian is their delivery, and they're not trying.
It's seamless.
It's seamless.
Right.
So you have great MCs, and then you have a rapper. So, but when you know somebody who's in this and eats it, breathes it, and it's just in them,
right?
Because there's differences, because everybody's funny at their house with their family,
right?
Especially in a black community, we clown on each other all the time. But when you standing in front of 200 people, you can't do your mama and your dad, because they don't know your life.
That's right.
So when you're with a great comedian, even a good comedian, that can give you that structure and give you that ABC 1, 2, 3,
right,
and then hit it,
right,
and you relate to it and you can visualize it, then that's it.
That's the one right there.
That's the one.
Okay, cool. I mean, I really like that breakdown. I asked that question to a lot of folks, you know, who I have on the show, and I think that was one of the best breakdowns I've heard. Some people won't even have an answer for that. They don't even know what the hell they're talking about. But my man Drew BURKS always does. Now, let me ask you this. How can people get a hold of you in order to maybe get tickets for the Guild or just say what's up, you know.
Man, you can follow me on Instagram at comedian Drew Burks, DRU BURKS.
That's right.
And then you can also follow me on Facebook.
Yeah.
I know that seems old now.
Well,
right?
Facebook,
like,
hell yeah, man.
But
it's like
you
MySpace.
can follow me on Facebook at Drew Burks.
Okay.
And then you can follow me on MySpace at Drew Burks.
Okay.
And then you can also follow my YouTube channel. And then if you want tickets to the show and things like that, you can follow Guild Theater Oak Park, Guild Theater Oak Park, and you'll see all the events that we do that go on. And then you can buy your tickets there. You can buy your tickets on my platform that I just said. So that's what
And they will be getting tickets for what's coming up?
January 20th. We got the Comedy All-Star. We got the Comedy All-Star coming up next Saturday, January 20th. Go to my Instagram, click on the link, get your tickets, man. Doors open at 7, show start at 8. On time. On time. We always start on time.
Always on time. You don't play either. Don't play. Always on time. That late shit does not fly.
No.
Does not fly. Say hi to some people. You want to do some shout outs?
Hey man, shout out to my family. Shout out to my girl, what's happening. Shout out to everybody out there who's following right now. Shout out to y'all. Man, I want to say this.
Okay.
I want to shout out y'all right now.
Okay.
This is the most organized platform. I walked in here. Y'all show so much love.
That's Shadow, man. Shadow Promotions.
Shout out to Shadow. That's my partner. Really cool brother. And y'all been doing this so long. And when I look at this, y'all have a beautiful platform. So continue to support too.
Yes.
Continue to support Hype Radio. Please continue to support.
Baby. Hype Radio.
All day, because you know, radio is still very important.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it is, man. And it's needed too. But not only radio, but good radio is needed, you know? Not just some old regular old bullshit.
Right.
You know, this is a good radio station. Plays everything that you want to hear day and night. We got Old Time Religion on Sundays. We got drip sessions. Of course, we got LOL Fridays, West Coast Wednesdays, Taking It Back Tuesday. I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. Thursday, what are we doing Thursdays? Oh, the drip sessions Thursdays. Okay, cool. So make sure you tune in to hyperadio.com. Drew Burks, man, I want to thank you for coming by today, man.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me.
I know you're going to kick it with the lady and go have some fun.
Yeah, you know how we do. Every Friday. If you got your girl, everything like that, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm 50 years old right now. You got to do date night.
Yeah, man.
Don't be the old dude in the club. That's not a good look. Don't be take care of home.
Right.
These there ain't nothing out there. Sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere.
Yeah, man. Okay, cool. Well, listen, like I said, thank you for coming through, Drew.
No, thank you.
I appreciate you, my brother.
Appreciate you.
All right. And we will definitely be seeing you at the Guild Theater on
January 20th, man. Come through, man. Hang out with me. Just have fun. We're going to have a good time. And shout out to everybody following, commenting.
Right.
I can't really see all the comments.
I can't either, but
shout out to y'all. My vision is bad. Like I said, I'm not that good. But shout out to y'all. Love y'all. Thank you with the hearts, all that. Salute.
Hell yeah. All right, we out of here, man. Make sure you click like and subscribe right there on the YouTube channel because we got to get those up. They're looking good, but we want to get them better. You know how we do, all right? hyperadio.com, LOL Fridays, every Friday. Stick around, see who we have next week, all right? I'm D-Funk the Legend, and we out.
Peace.